I repair or replace?
You want to
So,
repair me or you want to replace me?
I mean, I put too much in to be throwing you away now. Like, I want to repair y'all. So he ain't going nowhere. He's staying right here. We're going to repair him as much as we need to.
That's right.
Nah, he don't need no fixing. Anywho, when we talk about repair, replace, we're not talking about each other. We are talking about items in your home. So oftentimes when we're speaking to past clients, friends, neighbors, and of course, prospective sellers, they often ask us whether or not they should repair or replace certain items in their home, whether it be an HVAC system, whether it be flooring, a roof, things of that nature. And we recently had a situation pop up at one of our own personal rental properties where a tenant called and they did not have hot water one morning. And we're like, okay, well, let's go through some of the troubleshooting. They did all the troubleshooting, and it is the hot water heater that's the problem.
Mm.
Well, our plumber went out, right? And he did an assessment of the problem and found out that there's a component that he needs to replace. Well, guess what? He went to go find that component and it is nowhere to be found for at least the next 2 weeks. Now, being good landlords, we're not going to let our tenant have 2 weeks of no hot water. So if someone were to ask me, well, should I just wait for that part to come in or should I replace the hot water heater? I'm going to tell you, replace the hot water heater, right? It's all depending on the situation that you're in, right? If it's something that can be repaired at a reasonable price, and when I say reasonable, it has to be way less than a quarter of the replacement value,
Mhm.
right? Of the device, right? If it's going to be half of what the replacement value is, just place it at that point, right? And if it's going to create an issue that will make it much bigger than what you're dealing with today, you should go ahead and replace it. What do you think, Alan?
The funny thing is that I trust my contractors
Hmm.
and I asked them if it was your place, would you repair it or would you replace it?
Hmm.
And if you can't get an honest answer or you feel like you don't have a great relationship with your contractor, where they would give you an honest answer, then you need to find somebody else, right?
Yeah.
And generally my contractors give me the right advice, right?
Hmm.
At the end of the day, it's always going to be my choice, but if something breaks once or twice, like I'm really thinking about like, do I need to do some type of replacement? If something is at almost at the end of its life cycle,
Hmm.
I'm thinking about getting a replacement. If I'm in a at the end of a tax year, right?
Yeah.
And I'm worried about, I'm thinking about taxes and I'm thinking about, putting some money into an investment property to get some things off the books. I'm thinking about replacements.
Hmm.
If I know that I'm going to be selling a property, right? Or keeping a property long term, either one of those, I'm thinking about a replacement, right?
Hmm.
Because I think about one of our townhomes, it was windows were a little bit drafty.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate that we went and changed all those windows out because it really has increased the value of the home. It's made the living experience great for the person that's living there. And it makes a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
So, I first of all, you always have to have reserves for
Hmm.
replacement. And if you're not wise enough to know the answer, it's okay because you probably haven't had to make these decisions before,
Yeah.
right? So just call. Like I've had clients and friends that will call me. What do you think? And I'll tell them, and I'm like, damn, like I never thought about that. Well, we make these decisions 20 times a year,
Yeah.
25 times a year,
Yeah.
right? That's why we have the wisdom, and that's also why you guys need to go get a copy of this book, right? Get the book because there are a lot. I wrote this from the perspective of a real estate agent and a property manager and an investor. And there's a lot of wisdom that can help shorten the curve for you guys.
Absolutely. So when you are in doubt, the good news is this, you can always reach out, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to walk you through the analysis on whether you should repair or replace.
Replace.
So with that being said, Alan's going to take us out.
You have the dream.
We have the address.
Come on, man. You're supposed to do that up.
I mean, he did, but it's cool.
Peace, guys.